Jai Hind students, कैसे हैं आप? Hope you all doing great. So, in my last class, we were on simple future. हम future में थे. मैंने आपको बताया था simple future में क्या लगता है will shall plus verb की first form और future action मतलब जो होने वाला action.
The Royal Australian Artillery Association is led by the President, Lieutenant Colonel.
ऐसी चीजें जिस पे हम कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते वहाँ लगता है. और स्पीकर की assumptions जिससे होती हैं.
The Royal Regiment of Australian Artillery was formed in 1948 and includes gunners from both the regular and reserve army. The association provides the banner to unite the various post-Second World War gunner associations and units.
बड़ा important है ये.
Field Battery, formed in 1871 as part of the New South Wales Colonial Defence Force. It's now in its 146th year and it first saw overseas service in the Sudan, and we sent a battery to support the New South Wales Infantry Battalion in 1885. It was in South Africa during the Second Anglo-Boer War, and of course at Gallipoli and on the Western Front during the Great War. And in New Guinea during the Second World War. Post-war, the battery saw service during the Malayan emergency and the Indonesian confrontation.
Doubt, wonder, feel, expect, probably.
The 1st Field Regiment Association are made up of 101st, 103rd and 105th Field Batteries. Likewise, having a history dating back to the Great War. Post the Second World War, they served during the Malayan emergency in Vietnam on a rotational basis from 1965 to 1970. And since Vietnam, the regiment has been to East Timor, the Solomon Islands, Iraq and Afghanistan.
And then we have 101 Field Battery, 101 Battery, 1 Field Regiment, led by John Bertram. They served in Malaya and deployed twice to Vietnam during the war, primarily in support of 6 RAL.
स्क्रीनशॉट भी ले सकते हैं और चाहे नोट डाउन भी कर सकते हैं. बाकी वीडियो रिकॉर्डेड है, पॉज कर करके भी आप अगर आपसे कुछ छूट जाता है तो इफ इट हैपेंस कि तुमसे कुछ छूट गया है तो आप उसको पॉज करके भी नोट डाउन कर सकते हैं. और ये देखो मैंने अंडरलाइन भी कर दिया. इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ तो ये होती है.
102 Field Battery and the Coral Battery. During the Battle of Coral in Vietnam, these gunners had to defend their artillery pieces in close quarter combat when the base was infiltrated and overrun through one RAR's mortar platoon. One forward gun position was fought over. Indeed, the gun was even captured. And they retook the gun during a counterattack. 3 members were decorated for their part in the battle. One of their guns is on display at the Australian War Memorial.
Preparations आप कर चुके हो और जो certain है होना ही होना है उसमें हम going to form लगाते हैं. बड़ा important. यानी कि उसमें हम will shall plus V1 नहीं लगाएंगे, उसमें ये going to form लगाएंगे.
There you can see their banner, 102nd. They call themselves Coral after the extraordinary defence of that firebase in 1968.
वहाँ पे हम going to लगाएंगे. अब ये देखो जैसे कि the boat is full of water. पानी से भर चुकी है इसको, ये तो definite है यार. देखो अगर आप समुद्र में हो ना, आप कोई टेप लगा के यार हाथ से दबा के पानी में रोक सकते हो, डूबनी ही डूबनी है.
Just been entertaining locals with pictures for almost 75 years. They have also travelled many times to the United Kingdom, performing at the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo in Scotland. Last year also performing at Basel Tattoo in Switzerland.
है ना, डिसाइड पहले कर चुके होते छुट्टियों से पहले. ये तो नहीं रात को उठे आप सुबह आपने डिसाइड किया है 16 में. इसमें भी तो देखो सारी प्रिपरेशंस you have made, you are already decided upon going to.
Third Division Artillery and the oval colour patch, similar in style to that worn by the 8th Division during the Second War. 3rd Division was Monash's division, trained in Britain and then deployed to France at the end of 1916, the final phase of the battles of the Somme, but really performed extraordinarily well in the battles fighting German artillery in the salient around Ypres in Belgium in 1917. More gunners wounded than in any other theatre of the Great War.
And 7th Field Regiment, Royal Australian Artillery Association, is led by Brigadier John Heath.
Let's get into the train. It's about to leave.
Originally raised as the 7th Field Artillery Brigade in March 1916 as part of artillery component of the 3rd Division AIF. On active service in France and Belgium during 1916 to 1918, they sustained 129 men killed in action and some 500 wounded. After they were disbanded in 1919, they were re-raised in 1921 as part of the reorganised Australian Militia Forces, part of the Coastal Defence for New South Wales and later Western Australia until again disbanded in 1943.
After the Second World War, they were
Yes, they were re-raised as part of the Citizens Militia Force in 1948 and continued to serve Australia until disbanded for a 3rd time in January 2013. And their lineage continues through the 7th Battery, 9th Regiment of the Royal Australian Artillery.
सिर्फ ऑफिशियल प्लान्स एंड अरेंजमेंट्स में ये वाला आपकी न्यूज़ और रिपोर्ट्स में आता है। जो न्यूज़ एंड रिपोर्ट्स में आती है ना फॉर्मल सेल में, सिर्फ उसमें 2+V1 लगाते हो आप। ये देखो PM टू विजिट अमेरिका बस, और इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स में होता है। और याद रखना ऐसी जो न्यूज़ और रिपोर्ट्स में आता है ना, इसमें आपने ग्रामर का ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं रखना होता। आप देख लो मैंने द PM नहीं लगाया है, ठीक है। ये न्यूज़ और रिपोर्ट्स में अक्सर आता है फॉर्मल स्टाइल, इसमें सिर्फ 2+V1 लगा। ऑब्वियसली उसने अभी विजिट करना है। ये सब
9th Heavy and 9th Light Anti-Aircraft Association includes those who served in the 1st, 9th, 16th and 23rd Anti-Aircraft Regiments. The post-Second World War Heavy Anti-Aircraft Regiments, 1st, 9th, 16th and 23rd, became the 9th Heavy Anti-Aircraft Regiment in January 1955, armed with 3.7-inch mobile anti-aircraft guns until these were retired in 1962. The regiment was redesignated 9th Light Anti-Aircraft Regiment and was re-equipped with 40mm Bofors guns. Following a further review of the Army after the Vietnam War in 1973, 9th Light Anti-Aircraft Regiment was removed from the Orbat and members were transferred to the 7th Field Regiment. 18th Light Anti-Aircraft. This regiment was raised in 1952 to train National Service and Army Reserve volunteers. The regiment's unique in the history of the reserve as it was placed on standby on 2 occasions for overseas service. 1956 during the Suez Crisis and 64 during confrontation with Indonesia.
Here we have the New South Wales Public Schools Millennium Marching Band. Band's main focus is providing fun and entertainment. The ensemble includes students from years 7 to 12, and they rehearse 1 weekend a month. Take the name Millennium Band, performing back in the year of the Sydney Olympics in 2000. They developed into a group focusing on great marching, drill performances and choreography performances.
The Shatabdi leaves for Delhi at 6:40 p.m. तो ऐसे फ्यूचर इवेंट जो पार्ट ऑफ ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, फिक्स टाइम टेबल और शेड्यूल.
We saw a locating battery go past earlier, a vital part of the artillery, just to try and identify exactly where the enemy were so that direct fire could be brought down on them. And following this marching band are the Royal Australian Engineers, the distinctive red and blue. The
स्टूडेंट्स ये छोटे-छोटे टेंसेस हैं सारे फ्यूचर
Royal Australian Engineers Retired Officers Association is going to be led by Colonel David
B4 कुछ नहीं होता, ये अगर आपको याद हो B की फर्स्ट फॉर्म प्लस ING होता है.
Membership comprises of regular army and reservists, serving and ex-serving, returned and non-returned members who have served the Royal Australian Engineers.
ये कैसे लगता है? ऐसे एक्शंस के लगता है जो प्रोग्रेस पे होंगे कब?
And reservists serving.
जैसे देखो, when you reach Manali, it will be snowing there. जब आप मनाली पहुंचोगे ना, वहाँ बर्फ पड़ रही होगी. देखो, प्रोग्रेस में होंगे किसी टाइम पे फ्यूचर में.
First Field Squadron, known as the Tunnel Rats, they performed some extraordinary tasks in Vietnam, descending into the tunnels that the Viet Cong had built, armed only with a pistol and a torch. They were among.
किसी टाइम पे फ्यूचर में. ये बड़ी सिंपल है आगे. सिंपल फ्यूचर ही आपका था थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा कॉन्सेप्ट. फ्यूचर परफेक्ट देख लो.
One Field Squadron, known as the Tunnel Rats, they performed some extraordinary tasks in Vietnam, descending into tunnels armed with only a pistol and a torch. They were among the bravest soldiers in Vietnam, doing a job that many others could not do.
At some time in the future, sorry. काम खत्म हो चुका होगा. जैसे कि देखो, I shall have taken my lunch by the time you come. ये देखो.
And behind One Field Squadron, we can see 17 Construction Squadron Association, led by Warrant Officer Class 2 Simon Lovell. He is the Vice President of the association.
A little bear will fix it. The banner shows the squadron symbol, and which describes their construction. Those guys will turn their hand to anything. One of their veteran members served with us at worked with us at the WA Maritime Museum. Formed in 1949, the squadron's now based at Holsworthy. The squadron served in South Vietnam from 1966 to 1971, across Pacific nations during the 1980s, and Namibia as far as part of the United Nations peacekeeping operation, where the squadron was awarded the very first honour distinction for outstanding service in a non-war zone.
By next month we shall have been living in Mumbai for 3 years. अब देखो, अगले महीने तक
you see the pale blue of the United Nations as part of 17 construction squadrons deployment to UNTAC.
By next month we shall have been living in Mumbai for 3 years.
32 Small Ship Squadron RAE Association. The motto displayed on the association banner means never to be towed. This is the Army's Navy and operated ocean-going tank landing ships during the period of 1959 to 1971. They saw active service in Borneo and South Vietnam, the landing ship Clive Steele being attacked while negotiating a river in South Vietnam, sustaining 3 direct hits, but there were no casualties.
Okay, students, please revise it. Tenses are very important. They are an integral part for your not only for your speaking and writing but also for your exam. और आपको पता ही इसके ऊपर कितने चैप्टर्स बेस्ड हैं. टेंसेस के ऊपर ही आपका जो बेसिकली सब्जेक्ट ऑफ एग्रीमेंट है, टेक्निकल वॉइस.
There's the Australian Water Transport, RAEAIF. Australian Water Transport Company was originally formed as the tug and lighter unit for Tobruk, loading and unloading for the Army in the Middle East. They returned to Australia in 1942 and moved to North to New Guinea as the Australian Water Transport, RAEAIF, which formed up at Chowder Bay in Sydney to provide logistic support for the troops. This included taking troops to shore, retrieving the wounded, and providing necessary supplies in areas that could not be reached by conventional means.
And don't take stress. Stress kills efficiency. याद रखो.
And here we have approaching the northern suburbs pipe band. Formed in 1952, the band is self-funded and made up of volunteers who have come from all over the Sydney metropolitan area as well as Wollongong on the Central Coast. And members from all walks of life and backgrounds, but are united in their love of pipe bands and Scottish music.
21 Construction Regiment was raised in 1950, originally as a supplementary reserve unit.